Hi there, good day, and welcome to another exciting episode on Busy Money with Enough. In today's episode, I'll be talking with Mr. Samuel Ndaeyo, who's an HR advisor in National Oilwell Varco. Today we want to, today's episode is centered on getting a job in Nigeria in these trying times. So we're looking at the mistakes job applicants make and what we should look out for. How do we know a genuine opportunity that is out there in the market? So let's join the chat and have some fun. Hi, Mr. Samuel. It's good to have you on the show today. So, how are you doing?
Charity. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for making out time for us. I mean, we've been on this for days now, and finally, I have this opportunity to have this chat with you. So, like we said, we want to help job applicants. We want to learn. We can nail that job. So we're just going to go straight into the questions. I see you're working from home today, sir.
Yeah, I'm working from. Thanks for having me. Uh, hope the COVID situation gets better and we all return to the office.
I hope so too. But for the meantime, let's have some fun. Okay, so my first question to you is, who is qualified to get a job in Nigeria?
Okay. Qualification for a job in Nigeria is ideally supposed to be like every other place in the world. So it's basically that candidate that matches what the employer is looking for. So it's as simple as that. And what is an employer looking for? I mean, it varies with employers, but the general the consensus is knowledge, skills, abilities, and aptitude. When a candidate matches what the employer is looking for, then that's exactly what the person that is qualified to get the job. So it really depends on the requirements of the employer.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. You talked about qualifications and the aptitude.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are they looking out for? You say it depends on what they are looking out for. So you're an HR advisor, you have an idea what you're looking out for. What are you looking out for in employment for entry levels? Because it seems like qualifications don't matter anymore. You have a lot of first class graduates out there. You have a lot of second class upper out there. And these are the people who are sitting at home because they can't get a job. So are you saying that the competency, which we're going to get back to, you're really going to explain that because we're entry levels here. So shouldn't it be their qualification that's why they went to school? So why are you not considering their qualifications?
Okay. Yeah, so I would like to start at where you mentioned first class graduates not being able to land jobs, and then you're asking what employers are looking for. I mean, for an entry level, an employer is looking for someone with a good knowledge of, the field into which they are employed. Okay. So in that case, you're looking for the grades of qualification. I mean, the grades demonstrate superior knowledge. You're looking at first class, you're looking at second class upper, and then you're looking at, But then, so for an entry level, the knowledge is important. And that is what is tested in aptitude tests. So aptitude tests are tests of knowledge, okay? But it goes a bit further, all right? And a candidate is going to be working in a real life situation or environment that is different from the classroom, okay? So the classroom qualifications are not just enough, because, I mean, coming into the real world situation, you are now dealing with what we call abilities, okay? You are dealing with abilities, that you are dealing with personality types, okay? So, and then, well, for an entry level, the skill might not really be that important, because, I mean, most companies train, they have their graduates and training schemes where you are trained on skills and how companies and organizations are run, all right? But so when we talk about abilities, you know, the abilities a lot of times are the things that differentiate one person from the other. Okay, so you have companies set up tests like psychomotor or a personality test, okay, to differentiate highly knowledgeable people, okay, because you could be knowledgeable, but you are highly knowledgeable, but you can't work in a team, okay? So it's quite not just enough. Being highly knowledgeable and scaling the aptitude test might not just be enough. I mean, when shove comes to push, you have a lot of persons competing for the job. Okay, so these are the qualifying qualities, if you will, the abilities, you know. So for each job, there are certain abilities. For each role, there are abilities that are needed. Okay, so because we have a lot of highly qualified in terms of knowledgeable graduates right now, an employer will want to really a prospective employer would want to up their ante, if you will, and go for that person that brings that extra. Okay, so it's no longer knowledge now, it's the abilities, the personalities, all right? Yeah, so that's in the general sense, that is what is obtained.
So in the general sense, you're
yes,
okay.
It goes beyond knowledge qualification, okay? Yeah. Now, you also would like to talk about how does this person demonstrate that they will use what they know, they will apply what they know, which is skills now, okay? So, and then you go further to abilities. How will they do this job, okay? Knowledge is what you know, okay? Skills is what you do with what you know, and then abilities is how you actually apply your skills, all right? So that's it.
Internship opportunities in Nigeria are quite, they can't accommodate every graduate. So I don't have the opportunity to intern. How do I get this experience? Why are you looking for experience from fresh graduates? Why I am getting the job from you to learn. It's an entry-level job. Isn't that what it's supposed to be? I'm supposed to learn on the job. I'm supposed to have a supervisor. I'm supposed to report to someone who's going to help me grow in that chosen field. So why are you looking for experience?
Okay. I remember I mentioned that we have a lot of, I mean, sometimes you lose track with Bureau of Statistics, how many graduates are turned out every month or every quarter in the country. So there are a lot of graduates that are competing for the very few jobs that we have. You know, don't forget that the unemployment, the rate of unemployment is real. But then to take it a step further, so when we have a lot of candidates competing for a job, the employer would want to make the criteria, all right, very competitive and ensure that they get the best candidate, okay? Now, so that may be when you have for an entry level, an employer asks for 1 year or 2 year experience. Yeah, it's not ridiculous. I mean, if you ask me, it's not ridiculous. What it is actually trying to get the best. All right, so I passed through a Nigerian university system. Okay, I studied in the sciences, and I think and I know that the Nigerian educational system provides, I think in the third or the fourth year, a scheme that is called CWES. Okay, so for some fields you have 3 months, for some fields you have 6 months, you have 9 or 12 months, and then in education, you have stuff like education teaching practice. In the health field or disciplines, you have stuff like what is it called again? Hospital attachment or something. All right. So these experiences are actually what the employer is looking for. All right, the experiences that you got while in school. So it could be what we call industrial attachment.
Exactly. We don't even get to write, many times, we don't even get to write where we did our industrial attachment in our CV. So how is that?
All right, so in that case, you don't blame, I mean, first and foremost, and a graduate that is out looking for a job should understand that, I mean, sometimes we are tempted to believe that we are the only ones that are doing stuff. We are the only ones that are owning stuff. We are the only ones that are looking for a job. I mean, we should, a graduate shouldn't, I mean, I was the one that saw this vacancy first. I mean, these are lies that we grow up to tell ourselves and internalize. The reality is that for one job, you might have as much as for one role, you might have as much as 40,000, all right? 40,000 applicants. Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the reality. So, and you're not going to tell me that out of 40,000, all right, you won't have 300 or 1,000 candidates that completed their COS and even did maybe a part-time job while they were in school, and then they demonstrate this on their CVs. Don't also forget that we have a lot of CV paddings. So people put on CVs what they did not do. All right, so I wonder why the ones that actually
and some of us don't even add what we did.
Do you get, so the ones that actually have these experiences don't indicate on their CVs what they did. I mean, no experience while you are in school. I mean, in the university, no experience is no meaningful experience is so. Would I use the word? I'm trying not to use the word useless for you not to reflect on your CV.
Because this is a chat, yeah. You might not get to talk, or I'll have to butt in because this is a chat. So you said
go ahead.
Experience. Now, does working in a not so organized setting, can that be imputed? Let's say someone was like okay, sorry, I want to say complex organization. That's a full-fledged organization. So I didn't work in a full-fledged organization while in school.
Okay.
Count?
Okay. Employers are looking for people that will do the job. All right.
Okay.
So besides, okay. So it over time, there has been an unverifiable claim that Nigerian graduates. A lot of Nigerian graduates cannot read or write, so cannot construct, yeah. I am careful to say unverifiable claims. Okay, so it puts a lot of pressure on the paper qualification. That's what we started saying. So the employer looks for someone that is going to be trainable. Okay, the entry level, to someone that is going to be trainable. All right. Trainability is what a lot of people don't have, okay? It's not everybody that can be trained, all right? So he's looking for someone that's going to be trainable. He's looking for someone that has probably a self-starter, someone that has picked up a a commodity and sold to one or two persons. I mean, someone that while they were in school, they probably ran out of cash and they were selling stuff in their hostels. These are experiences.
So we can add that in our CV.
For an entry level, yes.
Oh, really?
I mean, someone that is maybe in their religious organizations, they are in some form of volunteerism. I mean, experiences for entry level experiences don't just need to be in an organized private or public sector or something blue collar, white collar. Do you get? So volunteerism is experience. CWES is experience. That side hustle or side job is experience.
Really?
That's exactly that. I mean, because these are abilities. So these ones demonstrate abilities, not the knowledge. Now, remember I talked about knowledge, skills, and ability. All right. So these demonstrate the abilities that this fresh graduate has, and the employer looks at these things and verifies them and gets to the conclusion that, okay, if I hire this one, it would probably take, I mean, these ones will hit the ground running because they already have
I'm really excited we're having this conversation because, okay, now I wish I could go back to being entry level again. There's so many things we did in school. I sold soap while I was in school to cater for certain needs. I taught children while I was in school. I had a part-time tutorial job that I did. So I've always been a hustler. I think it was necessary. And I'm sure a lot of people out there don't think it's necessary. Wow.
Those are vital experience for entry level. I can't overemphasize the fact that getting a job, especially your first job, all things being equal, getting your first job is very, very competitive. So, I mean,
wow,
you have to sell. I mean, it's just like selling yourself, okay?
So can I qualify for an entry level again? Okay, so what age for an entry level role, what age range are we looking at? What's the age range? Can a 40-year-old qualify as entry level?
Well, I'll be very careful with answering that question because I mean, so we're also faced with age discrimination in the workplace, which is not supposed to be, all right?
Okay.
So what happens is that the employers are actually looking for people, like I said earlier, you asked about who is qualified. So I said the person that matches what the employer looks for, okay? So if an employer is looking for someone that is fresh out of school, okay? Remember that when someone is freshly out of school, they still have that education mindset, okay? So you can lay out fundamentals, for these ones, all right? Unlike someone that has left school for more than 10 years, okay? So maybe it's more than 10 years they picked up a book to read or study or write an exams, all right? So the mindset has shifted from what I would like to say, the malleability. Okay, so you can beat these ones into what you actually want, how you want them to grow and help your organization. So I wouldn't want to say age. I would want to say at any age that the candidate demonstrates that they can fit into what the employer wants. Okay. But then we have an average age of graduates in Nigeria, which is between 25 to 26. That is without strikes and industrial actions and the rest. Okay, so, and then you put in 1 year of youth service, so you're looking at 26, 27. Okay, so at 26,
the fact that your supervisor who is supposed to release your results can take 1 year. So we have that issue already in Nigeria, and the corporate in the labor market is not considering that. we have someone who was at school at of course, we're discussing it's totally out of our questions, but it's still someone is learning something. So we have graduates who got into school at say 18,